All right, guys. So I'm just going to assume that everyone can see me and hear me. I have had some feedback from a couple of the participants. Right now, we do have 18 people on the call. I expect there will probably be some more that will probably join in. We did have 91 people that registered for this program. I'm not sure if they're going to be here for the live presentation or if they're going to be watching the recorded video tomorrow, or when I have this up. I am going to be recording this. We are recording right now, and so that's why I'm going to try to ask that everyone keeps their microphone off, just so that we don't get distractions, and just so that I can whip the content as quickly as possible and stay within my my goal, which is to see if I can get this all to you in 60 minutes, 70 minutes maybe at the most. I want to get that done, and then I'll be available to answer any questions and any information that you feel hasn't been answered. If you have to take off, no problem. Please just write your questions down. We'll put it into an email and send it to me, and I will address everybody's questions, no problem. All right? So that doesn't matter when you're listening to this, if you're listening to this live or if you're listening to this taped. Everyone that's involved in this program will have an opportunity to ask me any questions, and that can very simply be done just by email, and I will respond to all questions that are sent to me by email. So don't be alarmed if you've got questions. We will address everything. So let's get things started. I will say, first of all, that this program, I've been working on it for a couple of months, and I don't mean I was like diligently writing for a couple of months, but I was thinking about it for a couple of months. I mean, for at least a month or 6 weeks before I actually started, bringing things together and really thinking about what the best way for me to deliver my message for this year, because this is the message that I'm going to be sharing with my customers this year. This is the information that I'm going to be starting all of my customers with, all of the people that want to create change in their lives. This is how I'm going to begin them. This is how I'm going to get them started. It's a new way for me, but I'm doing it this way for a couple of reasons. One, when I'm working with customers and I see 20, 30, 40 people a day, and I see them in 30-minute sessions. I do 30-minute sessions. When I'm working with people in 30-minute sessions, it's very difficult for me to address nutrition, especially if there's more than one person in the room. It's very challenging for me to discuss mindset and still be as effective as I can be as a personal trainer, and with regards to form and technique, and making sure that everybody moves and gets through the workout in 30 minutes. So I recognize how important the nutrition and the mindset is, but I also recognize the challenge I have to be present to be the trainer for you on the floor, which is my priority when you come in for your session, but still to make sure that I'm addressing properly all of the nutrition and the mindset. All of it together is what creates success. It's not one single piece. So I've created this program to address the nutrition and the mindset portion more. This includes exercise as well too. But I've also created this program to create rapid change for you. But you've got to follow it completely. Please mute your microphones if you're just getting on. There's some background noise. Make sure your microphones are muted. This is, a 3 to 7 day commitment, and it's designed that way because I felt that, I don't want to give you something that is, unmanageable or too challenging, but I want you to be able to see a result, because, people tend to, if they get a result in the first 3 to 7 days, they tend to stick with it. So I wanted to make sure that I designed a program that would create rapid results for you, so that you could see what the rapid results are, and that you could learn and connect to how important the nutrition and the mindset portion is. I want you to learn and connect. That's a big part of this program. And I also want you to realize that, in 3 to 4 days, in 3 to 7 days, you can make dramatic changes in your body. And, if you could just incorporate 3 or 4 days in the week where you were extremely diligent, like you're going to be for the next 3 to 7 days, that each week you could actually set your week up that you could have the weekend to relax, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday through Friday, you could be very diligent, Monday through Friday afternoon. So you're going to see that in 3 or 4 or 5 days, you can make a really big change, and you could just commit to that short 3 to 4 to 5 days every single week. So this is kind of a little bit of a teaching model for you to see how you can start to work a 3-day, 4-day, 5-day little fasting time, a little quick change nutrition time into your week, and still enjoy your weekend and relax on your weekend for those that are not ready to maybe give up that. And I don't think that, giving up your weekend is a really good start for anybody. It took me a long time to, not be craving a cheat day any longer. And I don't crave a cheat day any longer. I don't need a cheat day any longer. I eat cooked food on Sundays. Very, very comfortable with my diet in that I'm not craving or missing anything or feel like I'm missing anything. In fact, I feel like I'm winning so much from my nutrition and how much it's spilling over into my energy and my mindset and every single other aspect of my life that I'm in no way whatsoever feel deprived in any way. So don't worry about deprivation. That will all go if you practice what's in this diet, which is alkalization. This is an alkalization process that, as you continue to move through it, your body will detoxify and eliminate a lot of your habits, your bad habits, and that's all it is. Your nutritional attachments, your substance attachments, all of that stuff, as intense as it may be, the cravings, all of it can go, all of it will go if you start to make some changes. The changes need to be, however, nutritional and mindset. It's not one or the other. And that's the big thing, is that I want you to really make the connection here, is that it is both. Okay? And if there's anything that's most important of all, it's mindset, number 1. And number 2, nutrition and exercise, a close second. The mindset being number 1. The most important thing that you need to do to be successful with your weight loss, with your relationship, with your career, with your finances, with your future. So, here's me and my wife. My wife and I run the business together. Right now, we're the only 2 trainers here. That may change over the next year, potentially, possibly. But right now, personal training, High End Fitness is my wife and I. And I'm also a school teacher, a phys ed teacher. And so when I'm a phys ed teacher, my wife's on the floor full time. I do most of the training time. She does most of the back end organization, but we do this together. And we've been doing this our whole lives. I've been a trainer for 27 years. She's been a trainer for 20 years. My kids are all athletes, all athletic, all competitive. And I understand the challenges of juggling happy home life, busy work life, and still working in my workouts, still working in my healthy nutrition, and still trying to be, a happy, healthy husband and a happy, healthy father, and making sure that I'm being the right person, the appropriate person in my house that I want to be, as well as the man that I want to be for my clients. So, I recognize juggling it all and how challenging that is. And I recognize, I recognize the challenges that you all face because I face them myself. And I realize that it's not easy. There are a lot of new people on the call now. There's 35 people on the call. Just please make sure that all your microphones are muted. I just don't want any distractions for sound. I'm going to try to get through this very quickly so that I'm conscious of everybody's time. Let's make sure your microphones are muted so we're not distracting anybody. So my wife and I run the business from our home. I've run numerous facilities. I've run lots of gyms and private training studios over the last 30 years. Now I find it most efficient to run the business with my wife inside the home. That just works out best for us to be able to be moms and dads and to be the most effective personal trainers that we can. So I'm just going to see if I can get this video to play here. Hopefully I can. Maybe I can't. Unfortunate if I can't. Oh, great, I can. I'm just showing you this video, not to toot my own horn here in any way, just to show you the serious commitment that I had to this sport and to this business and to this lifestyle. This was 20-something years ago now, 21 years ago now. I think I was 25 or 26 years old. This is when I was preparing for the North American Championships a week or two before the Mr. North America. I won Mr. North America in 1996. So, I understand nutrition. I've lived it. I've dieted. I've put on fat. I've lost fat. I've gained muscle. I've lived the life of bodybuilding entirely, and I've educated myself the entire way. Right? I've done the protein experience. I understand what everybody says about protein. I know about all the dieting. I know about all the dieting myths. I've explored it all. And what I'm teaching now is what I believe from going through all of that this is the best way for you to move forward. That's what I'm teaching here. So, as I demonstrated there, my whole life has been around the bodybuilding, and I did live, like in that video there, I was, eating a dozen eggs in the morning and a dozen eggs at night. So I did live with the animal protein in my life in a very large way. I know that I was very much against vegan nutrition and just didn't think that was a possible serious lifestyle until a year ago. So it's been a short year that I've been living without meat. And have no interest in turning back. And since I've been living without meat, I've got 6 or 8 testimonials here of people that I've helped to run through something like this, this diet plan, which is a diet plan that doesn't contain any animal protein. And I've run through this with, at least 20 or 30 people and had magnificent results. So I've got lots of testimonials from those 20 or 30 people. I've actually done this with probably 50 or 70 people now, if you look through my 30-day detox. So I know that the information that I'm sharing here can be very valuable and very successful and can create massive, rapid change in your life. And that's why it's set up this way, right? It's set up to create quick change, and it's set up for you to make the connection and realize that some of the things that you're attached to and think that you need to have, that you really don't need to have. I want you to make that connection this week. If you're just jumping onto the call now, We're at 37 callers right now. Just make sure that you've got your microphone muted, please. Just make sure your microphone's muted. I can hear a lot of distraction sounds there. Make sure your microphone's muted so that you're not distracted. So I've got a lot of people here, a lot of testimonials here. I could easily pull up 10 more other people that have made massive changes in their life by the alkalization process. Don't worry about that. People ask me all the time, you know, what is it? Is it your diet? You know, you're eating mostly fruit. They see me posting stuff like that on Facebook. Is it about the food? You know what? The food is very important. The food is very valuable. You know, people ask me about the exercise. You know, is it light weights? Is it high reps? Is it heavy weights? Is it body part? How do you train your body? People ask me about the exercise. Yeah, the exercise is important as well too. It is movement. It is nutrition. But you know what? More than the movement and the nutrition, it's not the movement and the nutrition that's got me here tonight. You know, it's been 30 years that I've been exercising. It's not because of the movement and the exercise, in my opinion, why I'm here tonight. It's not that any of, it is that's a part of it, but that's only a part of it. The most significant part of why I'm here tonight is because of the mindset. So, you know, here's a picture of me right now in my current condition. I lost 30 pounds alkalizing my body, switching from animal protein to alkaline nutrition and changing my behavior. And I did that in 8 weeks. So, you know, I'm in my most lean condition I've ever been. I'm the lightest I've ever been. You know, I'm in my 15-year-old body, my 14-year-old body, completely restored, pain-free, digestive-free, more clarity, more joy, more happiness, better in every single way. And I'm doing that much easier without any cravings or without any desire. And I've given up my cheat day and I don't feel like I want it back in any way. So, I mean, I'm not ridiculous with it. If it's a birthday, I have no problem. You know, Sunday dinner, I have no problem eating cooked dinner with my family. If it's a birthday, you know, if we're going out to a restaurant, I have no problem adjusting and eating whatever's available. If it's Christmas time, if it's Easter, no problem. I adjust to eat whatever's there. But at the same time, I don't need to. And that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing, is that when you don't have to indulge, it's not pulling you anymore. It's when you've got the choice. That's the wonderful thing. That's empowerment. When your food doesn't control you anymore, when you don't have to do anything specifically, except for eat what you like, what you want, and as much as you like and as much as you want. And you're as lean and as energetic and vibrant and energetic as you would like and can be. So what is it? I'm saying, you know, yes, it's this nutrition. Yes, it's this exercise. But beyond that, I'm telling you it's something more. And I'm saying to you, it's bigger than all of that. It's about choice. It's about decision. And it's about commitment. Now, I made a decision when I was 13. And that decision is why I'm here with you today. And I want to talk about that very briefly because I don't want to take up too much time. And it's easy for me to get, you know, off track and talking. I want to try to keep it concise and let you know that when I was 13, I made a decision. And I think most people are living with decisions that they made when they were teenagers. Please make sure that your microphone is muted. I can hear a lot of distracted noise. Please make sure your microphone's muted. When I was 13 years old, I used to have this guy in my school. His name was George. And George could never take me down. You know, he always tried, but he never could take me down. I always could flip him over, flip him down, put him down. And for whatever reason, he didn't like me that much. He always wanted to come at me and challenge me. And, you know, I don't know if it was every month or every few months, but we had challenges all through from grade 2 to grade 7. We had physical altercations numerous times. And it wasn't until I was 13 in grade 7 that George came up to me at recess one time and kind of laid hands on me that he wanted to take me down. And I stepped up to the plate with George as usual, thinking that I was going to pull him down, jump on top of him, and, you know, have him surrendering for mercy. And that's not what happened. He threw me down, got on top of me, and turned the tables, right? So in grade 7, something happened to me, or something didn't happen to me. I didn't grow, and he did. So I was the little guy, and he was now the bigger, stronger guy in grade 7, and I was embarrassed. And, you know, people saw, girls saw, and I made a decision in that moment that I was going to start exercising. So we all have choice. And as soon as someone takes away your choice is what makes us human. Okay? We all have to have our choice. If our choice is taken away, we'll never be able to stick with anything. If I try to tell you what to do, you'll never do it. That's why this program is set up for you to choose to commit, right? You have to have choice. I can't make you do it. But you've got to make a decision. Okay, I made a decision when I was 13, and that decision is why I'm here today. It's not about the food. It's not about the exercise. It's about the decision that I made when I'm 13 that, you know, I'm going to exercise, and I'm not going to be thrown down and beaten up on by somebody else. That was too embarrassing for me, and I made a decision then, and that decision has affected my entire life. I'm 45 now, and here it is affecting me tonight. It's led me all the way up to this. And it was because I made a decision, and because I committed at that time. And so what I want you to understand from that is, you know, we all make decisions, and most of the time those decisions are made subconsciously, sometimes 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, and those decisions are still running our life today. And a lot of you, all of you, are being run by your decisions. That's why you're on this call, because you're on this call because you're trying to understand what the problem is. The problem is that you've made some decisions in your past that you hate exercise, that you can't exercise, that you can't diet, that you can't break your habit, that you can't overcome your habit, that you can't settle your mind, that you can't fit it all in, you don't have the time. You've made all sorts of decisions at some point in your life, and now you just say them and replay them and repractice those behaviors over and over and over again, and all of those behaviors are running your life, and they're stopping you from moving forward. Now, I can't cover all of that in this program, but my next program, 6 Weeks to Success, is going to try and tackle this in a much more intense, deep dive way. Okay? I just want you to understand in this program that I want you to make a decision, and I want you to make a commitment. Okay? I want you to decide whether you're going to commit to 3 days or 7 days, and I want you to commit. And for those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, it's such a short period of time, you can put up with anything for 3 days or 4 days. Just make a decision and follow through with the decision. Because it's decisions that allow us to change our lives. And if you want to make a change in your life, I can help you do it, but it's about you making decisions. It's about you making decisions with your food, with your exercise, with your relationship, with your career, with your finances, with your future, with your contribution, with yourself. That's what it's really about. And I can show you how to do that. And I can show you how to change all of it. And this is just one little step in that direction. All right, so now before I get into the nutrition portion of this program, I just want to tell you one other story. Last year, I was down at this transformational coaching retreat. I went down and saw a coach. I went down and spent some time with a very successful personal trainer. I mean, you know, he lives in a opulent mansion on a hill in San Diego. You know, multi-million-dollar place. He was a personal trainer just like me. Now he just coaches trainers. This was me with 12 other trainers. We went down for a retreat. I was there for 4 days with him because I just really wanted to understand how to take my life forward to the next level. So I myself make myself accountable to somebody. And yes, that costs money. But you know what? When you spend money, that's what gets you in the game. Right? If you don't spend any money, then you haven't really committed. Right? So when you spend some money, it focuses you. Right? So I've always been sitting on the fence about this. I pulled the trigger. I went down and saw a coach. And, you know, something very valuable. It was an incredibly valuable experience to be around someone that has that much experience. He doesn't have more experience than me. I've got more years of training, but experience in that he's built his business to be multi-million dollars. So tremendous more financial success than I have. And I've had a lot of success in this business, and I've made a lot of mistakes as well too. I've lost everything in this business twice, and I've rebuilt myself. And I know that you can come back from anything. You can come back from anything. And I'll tell you, nutrition and exercise are a huge part of it, but more than that, it's the mindset that creates a change. It's the decisions. It's getting clear about who you are and who you want to be, right? So anyhow, where I'm going with this, and I can get talking too much, I'm trying to keep myself under management, is one of the girls in this picture. I'm not going to say who. I don't need to single her out. You know, she's in the picture, and she shared this story. Now my coach, my mentor at this retreat, every single day, he insisted that we start the day and finish the day by doing some positive mindset work. He insisted it. So when we came in for the retreat in the morning, the first thing we had to do was we had to go through a guided meditation with him. And then after the guided meditation time, so we would get in the right energetic space, then we were to share something that we learned from yesterday, something we thought, something we realized, something that happened to us overnight, something we realized about our business, something we realized about ourselves, something we realized about our relationships, about our future. We had to share something. Everyone in the group had to share something. Okay, so one girl in the picture shared this story. When she was 11 years old, she was in her public school, and her class had to do a pen pal game where they had to share a letter with somebody at another school and then send the letter to somebody at another school. And then that person at the other school would send a letter back. So back and forth, the two kids from different schools would write a message to each other about what was going on for the week, what they're learning, what they're playing at recess, you know, kid stuff, 11-year-old stuff. And they'd write back and forth, and this girl was writing back and forth with a pen pal for 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 weeks and developing a relationship with this boy in another school. And after 12 or 16 weeks, they developed quite a relationship, and they asked each other if they wanted to send a picture to each other. So they agreed that they wanted to send a picture to each other, and so she sent a picture, and he sent a picture, and then she wrote back, and then he didn't respond, and then she wrote back, and then he didn't respond, and then she wrote back again, and he didn't respond. And after 4 weeks, she never heard anything back from him. And then finally, he sent a letter back, and and the letter said, "You are fat, you're ugly, and you're a nigger, and I don't want to talk to you anymore." And I sat thinking about my problems, my situation, and being there trying to, you know, move forward in my life. And I heard her story, and I was totally moved by it. It pulled me out of my space and helped me to realize that, hey, you know what, we've all got issues going on in our life, and we can always focus on the issues. Or we can choose to focus on where we're going. And she shared how she wanted to overcome this weekend. And, you know, we talked about action steps on how to do that. Now, I share that story with you because, you know, she said that incident, she was a single mom. She had been divorced from her husband. She talked about how that circumstance, that decision that she made when she was 11, like I talked about a decision I made when I was 13, the decision that she made when she was 11, how had hurt and injured her life today, how it was hurting and injuring her life today, how it had hampered her entire life, and how she wanted to overcome it this weekend, that weekend. She wanted to work on that. She wanted to put it out on the table. She wanted to make herself accountable to all of us there. That's the piece. That's the accountability piece. Okay? It's something when you have a goal inside of you. Okay? We've all got a goal. We've all got power inside of us. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's what it's truly about. It's about the power that you have inside of yourself, and it's about getting that power and activating that power, making sure it's working outwardly properly in your life, and that is the number one priority. It's about relationship. It's about the relationships that you have with your primary people, the secondary people in your life, and it's about the most important relationship. It's about the relationship with yourself. It's about loving yourself. It's about loving that power and that energy that's inside of yourself, connecting with it, and then putting it out into your life most effectively. And your words have tremendous effect, and your thoughts have tremendous effect, and your thoughts and your words block or open you up to that power and make that power available to you in your life. Okay, so it's about arranging that. Now, this program isn't going to teach you all of that. My next program is going to be talking about all of that. This program is an introduction for you to make a connection, for you to reconnect back to the truth, reconnect back to what it's really about. It's really about that power. And I'm going to try to awaken that power inside of you in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days so that you make a connection to what it's really about. And I hope there's 90 people that signed up for this program. I hope that 10, 15, 20, maybe 30, I don't know. I hope that somebody out there makes a connection to what this is really about. And I hope that somebody realizes that this is not just about the sets and the reps and the nutrition, because everyone gets stuck on that. And I'm not saying that's not important, but that's not the most important thing. It's about taking responsibility, most importantly, for what's showing up in your life. Okay? If you're not getting the result that you want, I've got 20 people right now that I can name to you that have lost 10, 15, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I can name them. Myself is one of them. So I know that this can work. So if it's not working, it's not the nutrition, it's not the exercise that's blocking it. You need to take responsibility if it's not working for you. Okay? You need to change something in your life. Okay? I talk about 30 things that you can change. This program includes 15 of them. My next program is going to introduce you to a lot more things. Okay? But I chose 15 things in this program to give you some novel ideas, things. Nutrition's one of them. Exercise, one of them. Things that you can apply to create change in your life. Nutrition and exercise are huge. But more importantly than all of that is taking responsibility for your energy that happens all throughout your day. Because what you're putting out is what's coming back. And if you're thinking and saying incorrect things, if your behavior is incorrect, if your energy is tainted in any way that you're putting out, then you are the block. So that's your conscious or unconsciously, you are destroying your results. Okay, take responsibility for what's showing up in your life. Everybody needs to take responsibility for what they've got. Stop thinking and saying, you can't do this, you can't do this. Just because you haven't done this doesn't mean that you can't do this. You can make a decision right now, tonight, that the line is drawn here. You can make a commitment. I'm committing to 3 days or 4 days or 7 days. I can follow through with that commitment, and I can prove to myself that I am in charge. I can take responsibility. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. It just means you're going to jump back on that horse if you mess up. Okay? So no matter what diet you've tried or diets you've tried in the past, here's a whole list of diets, I've worked with and been around and read and followed and learned and studied and, looked at the rules for all of these programs. I understand all of them have rules. All of them have success. Every single one of those diets there, you can look them up and you can find successful people. They can have 20 testimonials. Any diet that you follow and that you're restricting or something, you're going to get a result. Everyone will, right? There's rules and ideas that are associated with each one of those. And I know that everyone here has then obviously different rules and ideas and thoughts that are stuck in their mind. So everyone's got these boundaries, whether they're stuck in the keto diet, the zone diet, the carb diet, or the low-fat diet. They've all got these rules and boundaries that they've got in their mind. And if I start talking about something, do this or do that, some people from the ketogenic side are going to say, well, what about this? And some people from the low-fat side are going to say, well, what about this? And some people from the DASH diet are going to say, well, what about this? And you know what? This is supposed to be a short-term program. It's a 7-day, it's a free opportunity for you to try something, and where we're going to try to dismiss all of the stuff that you've got. I know you know a lot. Okay? I'm not challenging what you know. I'm not saying give up what you know. I'm just asking you to suspend what you know for 3 days or 4 days or 5 days or 6 days or 7 days. Just put it on the table for just a minute. Put all your limitations aside. Put everything that you know aside. Just really give this an open, honest effort without resistance. Don't tell me about what's wrong with it. Don't tell me about why it can't work. Just follow through. And after it's all done, we can talk about anything you like. And if you want to move forward further, we can move forward further in whatever way you like, right? But give this a real honest effort. Commit, decide, commit, choose, decide, commit, make yourself accountable, and follow through with an open mind. All right, to move through, there's 15 elements of the 7-day diet. Okay, I'm trying to get through this quickly. Okay, I already talked about the decision. You've got to make a decision. 3 to 7 days, choose. Accountability. Make yourself accountable to me. Okay, I don't suggest that you make yourself accountable to anybody else. I don't suggest that you share it with anybody else that's not involved in the program or watching the videos or doing it along with you. Just because, do you know how we've been raised in this society? We've all been raised in this society, unfortunately, unless we're experienced and trained like a coach or some sort of therapist of some kind, that we all rip each other apart. Okay? If you try to tell somebody what you're doing, they're going to tell you what's wrong with it. I'm not arming you with how to defend what you're doing right now. You don't have the defense mechanisms. That's not the purpose here. The purpose here is for you to connect to your power and realize again who's in charge and what you need to do to create change. It's for you to connect. So because you're in the midst of trying to make a connection, don't open yourself up for somebody else to rip you down. You don't need it. Let me be your accountability person. If you need to talk about it, send me an email, send me a Facebook message, talk to me on my messenger, talk to me, talk on my page, get around the community, get around others that are involved in the program, talk to us about it, because we're going to be supportive. This is your support network. This is your support group. I'll make an email to everyone that's on through Gmail that if you want to talk, you can talk there and we can all hear, and you can hear me talking to everyone else. And if you talk to me in email, then I'll include in the emails answers that address those questions, that make sure that if I'm addressing your question, then you can rest assured that someone else has that same question. So if you have questions tonight, if it's something that's not addressed, send it in an email. I'll include it in the message this week, and it'll all be a part of the program. Okay? That's why I want you to keep it contained in the program, so that I make sure that the program contains what everyone needs. So I'm your accountability coach here. I'm here to help you with it. Okay? Fasting. If you saw video, email number 2, there was a video about fasting. I will include more videos. Watch all the videos. Okay, I'm trying to get you the information without having to spend hours talking about it, because I know nobody wants to listen to me for hours. Okay, fasting is beneficial. Okay, dismiss anything you think about it. Just put that aside. You have to have a fast of at least 14 hours a day. A lot of people talk about intermittent fasting. Intermittent is kind of the new trendy way of saying fasting. The word fasting's been around for thousands of years. I think Jesus did it. I think Buddha did it. I think Muhammad did it. I think it's thousands of years old. The intermittent part, that's just been added most recently. Call it what you like, intermittent, whatever. It's being empty, right? You've got to be empty for at least 14 hours a day. What does that mean? If you don't eat dinner if you eat dinner before 7, which I'd like to encourage you to, if you can. If you can't, okay. If you eat dinner at 7, if you eat breakfast at 7 in the morning, that's 12 hours. Okay, do the math. 9 o'clock in the morning would be 14. If you can do 9 o'clock easily, do 15 hours then. Do 16 hours. If you can do 14 hours easy, do 15. Stretch yourself. If you can do 15 easily, do 16. But 14 is the minimum. Okay? Suspend all thought. Do that as a minimum. Choose only alkaline raw food for the duration of the 3 to 7 days. Whatever you choose, whatever you commit to. Drink only distilled water. Okay? I will include distilled water messages. Watch them. Okay? I'm not here to have a debate about different kinds of mineral water and alkalized water and osmosis water. I'm not here to have a debate with you about water. I'm trying to keep it short. I want to get the message to you. I'm trying to create the most rapid change that I possibly can in your life. If you choose to deviate from what I'm telling you, you are the obstacle. Not me, not the program. You are the obstacle. Okay? I've given you the information. Positive mindset. Morning and evening. Thinking, speaking in a positive way. Not talking about what has happened in the past, not talking about why you can't do it. Your words have incredible power and effect in your life. Be careful and conscious of what you're thinking and speaking about. It's important, at least for 3 or 4 or 7 days. Daily exercise. Can you exercise 4 times this week? I've got body weight workouts, email number 2. Body weight workouts, video workouts for you. Not hard workouts if you're just getting started. Move through at your own pace. Aerobic activities. If you can't work out 4 times, maybe you can work out twice, and you can go for a walk or a hike or a walk jog or a bike or a treadmill. Hopefully you can do yoga once or flexibility. All of those resources are in email too. Okay. I will prompt you in the emails. If you're reading your emails, if you're following the program, you'll be prompted to follow through. Just be accountable. Let me know if you're worked out. I'll hold you accountable. Hopefully you're going to do it. I can't make you do it. I can only tell you you can stick with it for 3 days, 3 to 7 days. Not a huge amount of time. Hopefully you can follow through with a commitment and a decision for that short period of time. Pranic breathing. Okay, I had it in the opening video, some pranic breathing. I'd love to include meditation in this program. However, I believe that most people cannot settle their minds. I believe that that is due to the acidosis that's in your bodies. I know you can't settle your minds unless likely you're in a guided situation. I don't have the opportunity inside of this program to be doing guided meditations. I will be in the next program coming up. If you'd like to move forward with guided meditations and all of the rest, you can jump to the next program. For this program, I've chosen pranic breathing. And pranic breathing, I've called this pranic breathing, but pranic breathing is way bigger than what I'm demonstrating here for you tonight. Pranic breathing includes many different types of breath styles, methods. I'm just teaching one because I think it's a very simple way to center you that doesn't require you to have to do some thought work or thought management like meditation does. People say, I can't quiet my mind. I can't do this. My mind won't quiet. Oh, I can't do that. And rather than having to deal with all of that, I just put the pranic breath in there because you don't have to deal with any meditation whatsoever. But follow through with the pranic breath. And if you can, do it while you're listening to the vibrational tones. Okay, that's coming up as my next one. I'll talk about vibrational tones in a second. Let me demonstrate for you very quickly the pranic breath. It's very simple. You're just going to try to, I like to just put my thumb on the bottom of my nostril and cover myself that way. You could cover yourself that way. Okay, just block one nostril, right? And then close your eyes, turn on your vibration tones, or put your earphones in with your vibration tones, and then focus on nice, deep, full breaths through the one nostril. Deep as you can in, hold it inside for 2 to 5 seconds, and then slowly release that breath. Do that for 10 or 12 times on one side, then 10 or 12 times on the other. If you can do a second set of 10 or 12 or 5, awesome. If you can do a third set, awesome. Depending on your time, depending on your availability, at least for 3 or 4 or 7 days, try pranic breathing, 10 to 12 breaths on one nostril, 10 to 12 breaths on the other nostril. Okay? Just commit, follow through. Vibrational therapy. We are all a collection of cells, trillions of cells. Every single day, 10,000, every single minute, 10,000 cells die and are replaced. At the core of each cell is built up of molecules, of atoms and protons. At the molecular level, if you take all of us down to the molecular level, we're protons and neutrons, we're vibrating electrons. All of us are vibrating electrons. Vibrational therapy is just addressing sound and vibration to actually move up the energy at the molecular level. Just by listening to the tone, it's going to raise your vibration. It's going to raise your energy. Just listen to the tone and do your pranic breathing. Dismiss any limited thoughts that you have about vibrational therapy right now and just try it for 3 to 7 days. Sun gazing. We are all from the sun. Everything on this planet comes from the sun. All things on this planet would die if it wasn't for the sun. You need sunlight. Stare into the sun 2 to 10 minutes each day for the next 3 to 7 days. If you can do that first thing in the morning, within the first 1 to 3 hours of the day, I'll be giving you videos. I'll be sharing knowledge. Watch the videos. Gather more knowledge and understanding. I'll be talking about this and a lot more in my coming programs. Spend 2 to 10 minutes a day staring into the sun first thing in the morning or at the end of the day. Grounding. Barefoot on the ground. Wonderful. If you can't do barefoot on the ground because there's 10 inches of snow on the floor, wear your boots if you have to, and grab a tree, put your hand on the tree, hold the tree for 10 or 15 minutes. The whole time you can be staring into the sun. You can do those two together. You can put your vibrational tones in. You can put one hand on the tree. You can put one hand on your nostril. You can do it all at the same time. Okay, you can do it all in one time because nobody's got time. I know you haven't got time. You can spend 15 minutes. You can get it all done. Suspend your negative behavior. Okay, if you're lying, if you're cheating, if you're stealing, if you're doing something that you know you shouldn't, stop for 3 days, 4 days, 7 days. Live with integrity. It's important. Do it for the next 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 days. Suspend all acid-forming foods. All your meats, all your cooked foods are all acid-forming. Suspend your alcohol, your coffee. Understand, stopping coffee is very difficult. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, green tea. Okay? Second best. I know it's not the best. I'd say no green tea, but I know some people are going to be crying about that. So if you have to, green tea. Okay? Green tea. Okay? I understand. Suspension of negative thoughts and beliefs. Don't talk about why you can't do it. Don't talk about why this can't work. Don't talk about what happened in the past. Don't talk about why it's not working. Don't jump on the scale and tell me it's not working. Don't talk about what is. Think and talk about where you're going, what you want, your commitment. Talk about your commitment, where you're going, and what you want from this commitment. Think about what you want from this. Think about reconnecting to yourself. Think about reconnecting to the power that's within you. Okay, wouldn't that be great? Let's take an organized, systematic approach to your day-to-day life. Let's build a system for you. Let's build a method, something that you can repeat day in, day out, something that's going to bring you to your best. These are just 15 of my favorites, some of my favorites. I got 30 of my favorites because if you always do the same thing, I know gratitude, a lot of people talk about gratitude. I think gratitude's wonderful. Gratitude's part of my program. It's not part of the 15 here because I think everyone's done gratitude. And I know everyone's bored of that. So I wanted to choose novel things. I wanted to choose things that you haven't done before. And I wanted you to see what happens when you apply them. I wanted you to see what happens when you apply a system and a method and you do it day in and day out. I want you to see when you rehearse something. When you rehearse something, it gets into your subconscious. When it gets a part of your subconscious, you don't have to think about it anymore. It becomes a part of your nature. It becomes a part of your routine. Once it becomes a part of your nature and routine, it becomes the way that you are. That's the way that you are. Then you don't have to think about it anymore. It's just what you do. Your energy becomes consistent. Your energy becomes higher. You have what it takes then to exercise and fit it all in, get it all in, and you feel happy and healthy. Happy and healthy is your nature, guys. Come back to your nature. This is about bringing you back to natural, your alkaline natural self. All things created by God are alkaline and electric. Okay, what haven't I talked about here? For 3 to 7 days. Optional medications. If there's any medication that you're taking that you don't have to take, I'm not trying to tell people to go against their doctor. I'm not a doctor. If you're listening to me, understand I'm not a doctor. I've only done my research and study deeply. I'm only sharing that with you, my own experience and experience I've had with hundreds of people and my 30 years of experience and what I'm doing with my life and what my wife and I do with our lives and with our children in our lives. But I'm not a doctor, so I have no business to tell you not to take your medications. However, medications are acidic or acid forming, and they treat symptoms, and they aren't solutions. Solutions are mindset and nutritional change. Don't talk about the past. Don't talk about why you can't do this. Above all, this is an experiment for you. This is a win-win situation. It's a free opportunity for you. That's the thing. I want to see. When it's free, often people don't follow through. Let's see who's going to follow through. Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20. I want to see 30 people follow through. I want to see 40 people. There's 90 people that signed up. Who's really going to do it? And all of you do it. I encourage you. But we'll see, right? We're both going to benefit from these results. You're going to connect. Some of you are going to connect really to what this is all about, to what the real truth is, to what's really stopping you from anything, everything. Some of you are going to really start to make that connection, and hopefully you're going to want to learn more, and I'm going to be here to help you. And I'm going to get the results from 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 people, and I'm going to be able to publish and share those results. This is what happens when you alkalize your body. Now, 3 to 7 days, it's a very short period of time. It may be enough time. For some people, it's going to be enough time to make a massive transition. For some people, it's just not going to be enough time. But you're going to learn something, a 3-day or a 4-day thing that you can do, and you can maybe repeat it again and again and again. You're going to learn something that you can repeat again and again and again, and you can still have your cake and eat it too. You can eat that on the weekends, and you can fall back into the system. So above all, you're going to win something. You're going to learn something. You're going to attach to something. You reconnect to something. You're going to get that, and that's your takeaway no matter what. Okay? And I'm going to get something out of this too. So it's a free situation. It's a win-win for both of us, and it's going to be able to show to other people and demonstrate to other people, hopefully motivate others to reconnect back to what's the truth. And the truth is that the power is inside of all of us to change our lives. Alkalizing our body and coming back to natural is the way to access that power best. So just to get more clear, stay empty 14 hours a day. I'm going to make sure you're going to get this in your email tomorrow. So if you have any questions, email me afterwards. Email me anytime you're listening to this. If you're listening to it on a recording, I'm involved with you on this program. If you're doing this program, I'm involved with you. So you have a question, you just email me, okay? Eat 2 to 3 times. I ate 3 times today. If you got to eat 4 times or 5 times, that's okay. It's not about calories. It's about eating till you feel full. Eat yourself to fullness. Fruits, dried fruits, vegetables, salads, nuts, seeds, unpasteurized raw juice, not pasteurized juice. If you make your own juice, that's great. Salad dressing is fine. I'm trying to get away from beans and legumes. They're not there. If you must, okay? If you must eat a cooked meal once a day for dinner, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, it's not really a part of the program. If you want to do the 7-day diet for 3 days or 4 days, awesome. But if you must have a meal once a day, that's second best. It's not the program. I'm not telling you that is the program. It's not. But if you must, distilled water, it's not an option. Distilled water is not an option. Do not drink during your meals. Drink in between your meals. So eat your meal, wait 20 minutes, drink your water or whatever. Wait 5 to 10 minutes. If you need to eat again, eat again. If you can, eat your fruits. All 1 fruit at a time is best. If you want to mix fruits, that's second best. No big deal on this program. In the next program, if you want to get more technical about how to do this best, we'll get all technical, as deep as you want. Drink 2 to 4 liters of distilled water a day. Rush all that fluoridated crap out of your body. Rinse your body of toxin and acidosis that's been accumulated in your body for a lifetime. Let's try and get it out for 3 or 4 days. Let's challenge. Let's go 3 or 4 days or 7 days of alkalinity versus an entire lifetime of acidosis. Let's see the result. Steam your tough vegetables, your broccoli and your cauliflower. Don't use protein powder, not even vegan protein powder. nut butters, peanut butter, almond butter. If you want to have a couple tablespoons a day, no problem. Don't go overboard thinking that just because I say it's okay, you can eat tons and tons and tons of it. Tons and tons and tons of nuts and seeds are not great. Okay, you're better off to stay empty. Deal with it for 3 days. Not a big deal, not the end of the world. A lot of people on this planet don't eat for the entire week. A lot of people on this planet don't eat every single day. You guys can't even go for a few hours without eating. Challenge yourselves. You'll get all this information, a perfect day. If you have a question, you can email me. Salad dressings, oil and vinegar is best. If you must use some sort of heartier salad dressing, okay, it's not part of the program, but if you have to. If you have to do that cooked meal or regular meal at dinner time, okay, not part of the program. I'm not telling you that's part of the 7-day diet, but if you have to, okay, I understand. You're getting started. That's where you could infuse a cooked meal if you had to. Exercise and flexibility, I talked about it. You've got it on email number 2 in this program. Your resources are there. If you're a client of mine, just come in for your workouts. Of course, we'll be doing everything as usual, business as usual. This whole program is consistent with what I'm doing in the gym. You know, if you wanted to join in with me, you can join in online. We do that. Hopefully some people from after getting involved in this program may have an interest in working with me online if you're not in my locale. Try to get at least a couple video workouts this week. If you can get 3 or 4, awesome. If your body's sore and you only get 2, awesome. Get your walks in, get your walk jogs. If you have any unclarity, just email me. If this experiment works out, then I just want to tell you right now, my 6 Weeks to Success program, I've already got people enrolled in that. My 6 Weeks to Success program starts up next week, Wednesday. Okay, so this is an introduction to the 6 Weeks to Success. The 6 Weeks to Success is going to be a deep dive. We're going to calorie count for you. We're going to track. We're going to do personalized tracking for everybody. We're going to be doing your exercise with you. We're going to be doing guided meditation with you. We're going to introduce you to a whole other slew of other things that you can do. We're going to give you the background and the understanding that you need to rewire and change some of your early subconscious incorrect programming that's holding you back. I'm going to teach you how to unblock that. I'm going to teach you how to overcome that. The 6 Weeks to Success is coming up next week, Wednesday. If you want to jump on that, more information will come out to you about that program. That's my flagship program that will be available to all of my customers, all of my clients will have access to that program. That's my new teaching model that all of my clients will get. It's what I'll be using to teach all of my clients all year long. If you want to jump on the call and get involved in what I'm doing, you can do that. It'll be every Monday night, just like this at 8:30. I'll have the content. I'll have the information. We'll have online calls and information for you all week. I'll be there to answer any of your questions by email, and I'll hold you accountable. Stick with your pranic breathing practice. I've already demonstrated that for you. The power is within you, guys. This is how you get a hold of me. If you need to get a hold of me, if you need to look for anything more, if you need to find out anything more, please like my Facebook page. Please comment. Please get involved. I'm looking to hear from you. I'd like to talk with you. I'd like to interact with you as much as I can. Email me, Facebook me, messenger me, talk with me. I'm here to support you. My wife's here to support you. We're here to help you move forward. That's my commitment. That's who I want to be. That's what I want to do. All right, that's the end of my content. I've done it in about 65 minutes. I'm proud of myself. If you have any questions, you can ask me now, and I'll try and address. And if I just am not able to address your question, you can unmute yourself and just raise your hand, or if you'd like to have a question answered. And if you don't want to do it this way, then just email me. I'll answer any questions that you may have. Is there anyone that wants to start things off with a specific question?
Hi, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? Make sure your microphone's unmuted. If you have a question, just unmute your microphone.
Okay, so I have to mute this.
I'm just going to stop my recording now.